Hi everyone, my name is Marcus McKay, and I'm currently developing an online game, which I'm calling Orion's Gate. Yeah, and it's basically a science fiction game. It's set 500 years in the future, approximately, and it's basically meant to be an MMO RTS. Yeah, so massive multiplayer, online, real-time strategy game. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to accomplish and what I'm trying to pull together. Um, and this is the first video DevBlog I'm making, and the purpose of these videos is to show you primarily the progress I've made in the development of the game. Yeah, and today is about the initial progress in about 6 weeks of development. I'm using Blitzmax, which I purchased. It's a object-oriented programming language primarily, and it's designed to create games. Yeah, and the first thing is well, basically how far I've gotten. Yeah, so this is a remote desktop to my server here, and I'm starting a client. Well, basically I'm starting the server, really. It doesn't look like much. It's just a little overview of what's happening. There are no players right now. The server status is okay. This big area in the bottom I'm going to fill out with other administrative stuff that I don't want to explain right now. This button should be fairly clear what it does when it says terminate on it. Yeah, so I'm going to start the game as it is right now. It doesn't do much, but this is how it looks like, and the initial design is probably going to change about 5 million times in its development. But I just needed some graphics to see how it would look effectively. Yeah, so you have a little login window here. It tells me players 1, and it also says that on the server here because I connected. I probably have to change that because I'm not a real player right now, but it's just to see if the connection really works, and yes, it does. Yeah, so this is a library I purchased for the Windows here, which is called IFSO GUI or IFSO GUI or something like that. Yeah, I purchased that for 20 euro. And I made certain enhancements to it to make it more suitable for my game. Yeah. So this text comes from the orionsgate.com server, and these 3 buttons here don't do anything right now, which I obviously have to change at some point in time. If you press the settings button, you get a little settings window that will open up settings of the game, obviously. Yeah. There are a few things you can set in the general tab: display mode, windowed, or full screen. They don't do anything as of yet. It's just the design. Sorry. The user interface mode is normal or exploded. I'm going to talk about the exploded mode at some other point in time. You can define whether or not you want to play the intro movie or not at the next start of the game. Appearance, there's nothing in there yet. There will be, because I have to implement it. Graphics, resolution, primarily here. Bloom effect, map time, which is sort of a zoom effect that I have to work on. Day and night cycle on planets, and weather and clouds. If you have good graphic card, you can enable all these effects here. They don't set anything yet, but I have to change that. The scroll bar has to be amended to fit in better with the team. It's just concept in the moment. Yeah. Sound, there's nothing in it as well, but yeah. So that's pretty much it. It says F12, take a screenshot. So if I press F12, it will dump a screenshot of the game. Of what you see actually right now on the screen. Yeah, so if I go to my development folder client, and there's a test.jpg, and it shows you the screen dump in JPEG format. Yeah, I probably have to change that at some point to PNG or whatever. Yeah. So that's that. That's one thing. So the connection is still active. Now in the backend there's a SQL server. Yeah, MySQL. It is able to tell whether or not you are eligible to be on the server, or if you can actually enter the server. Yeah. So my username right now is G51 for Games51, and then Marcus, and Games51 is derived from System Error 51, which is my internet handle. Yeah. So if I put in a wrong password, it will tell me, it will check, and it will tell me that the username is wrong. See, you can actually drag windows in any way you like. See, and they're overlapping, so I can click here and it will, you know, bring that to the front. The username and password you entered are incorrect. Go ahead and try again. Yeah. Okay, so you go here. The OK button doesn't work. Not yet, anyways, but you have to click here. Yeah, another thing is it will also be able to tell whether or not your account is expired, and for that I will have to do a quick change on the go here in my SQL database. Just a second, real quick. Yeah, so structure, browse, and I will quickly change my expiry date to something earlier in time, say 2011 05 for like 14th of May 2011. Yeah, go. It has now changed that to an earlier date. So if I were to do that again, I put in the correct password now. Yeah. Sorry. It will now tell me that the account is currently inactive. Yeah, you would have to purchase more game time in order to reactivate the account. Yeah. So that's all implemented. That's working, as you've seen for yourself. I'm going to put that back to where it was, 12/31, which is the 31st of December, 2099, and I think that that should be okay now. Yeah. So if the password is correct, it will just log you in, and I didn't design the login screen yet. You would be able to see your character selection or whatever. So for the moment it's just black. Yeah. So that's the one thing. And another thing I wanted to tell you about is that I've also created an API for the game. Yeah. So there are XML files that are dumped periodically in this sort of web server here, in this server you see here, and there's an XML file here that will refresh every 15 minutes, and it will sorry, I have a little cough right now. Like these statistics are like given out at this particular point in time. The server is online, and right now there are no players on the server. Yeah, or at least there weren't at the time of this dump, but you can see where this is going. Yeah, so you could effectively go in with any tool you like, parse the XML file, and you could get information about my game server. Yeah. And another thing I implemented is a little development tool which I call a Corona Viewer, and the reason why I'm calling that is because the user interface is called a Corona UI. Yeah. Now with Corona UI, let me show you that really quick. Now, Corona UI is what you see here. Yeah. So if I put in something wrong, I say connect. You see, these windows here. They are teamable. Yeah. So you are not necessarily tied to this particular team. So I'm going to ship 10 or 20 teams that you can choose from in the settings window here. Yeah. Probably in the appearance tab you could switch them, but if you don't like the teams I'm giving you, you can also go and create your own and use that in the game. Yeah. But you don't necessarily always want to log into the game just to see how your team looks. Yeah. So I created something, it's called a Corona Viewer, which is a basically command line switch to ogclient.exe. You have to like og_client.exe space Corona Viewer, and I created a little shortcut, and what you get is a little development tool with the same UI, and you could go and effectively switch the teams here. Like there was a supply team when I purchased the library. Yeah, it was just called skin 2, so I could like choose skin 2 and say load team, and you see it will switch teams on the fly. Yeah, so that's definitely possible to do. Everything is customizable as such, because the teams themselves, if I go to my resource folder here, I think it's resource 1. Yeah, each team has an XML file that defines certain colors. It also defines the name, like what's the title, color text, the shadow You see here, like there's a shadow in the title bar, and all these kind of colors you can define as such within that XML, and the graphics for that are all here. Sorry. Yeah, so it's highly flexible, as you can see. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's what I have to tell you right now about Orion's Gate, and I hope you like what you saw. Yeah, if you do, or if you did, you can subscribe. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Marcus McKay.